Okay, so here the goal is to graph this on this grid. So as you look at this equation here, we notice that it's a polynomial of degree 2. That means that your picture will either be a parabola that opens up or a parabola that opens down. Okay, these are the only two options for now. Now, since this number is positive, we expect a picture that opens up. Had this been negative, it opened down. So what we tell students to do is to open up a table of values. You can call it x, y, but in this case, I suppose we should call it x comma f of x. Open up a table, and perhaps we can create 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is what you do. You always start in the middle. What numbers go here? This is how this works. You always take the opposite of what you see. I see a -3, so I put a +3. Absolutely always do that switcheroo. But not here. This number, you keep it exactly as you see it. That's -8. This is always how you find this middle number, these middle numbers, which, by the way, these guys, these coordinates, they give you what you call the vertex, which happens to be this point there, okay? So we know that this here, it's going to be this point there, but we'll see that when the picture is done. For now, let's proceed. So what you do is, whatever number this is, you go backwards, and then you go forwards. So before 3, we have 2 and 1, and then go forwards. So after 3, we have 4 and 5. So I need these to be filled out. And then once these are done, I grab all of these points, and I throw them on the grid, and we're done. So, to decide what goes here, you have to take these guys one at a time and plug them in here. Now, there are some shortcuts, but let's just stick to fundamentals. So what I'm going to do is this. Let's plug in 5 for x right there. Really, the math takes place here. So, let's put 5 in right there. And I'll show my work here. So I'd have 2, 5 minus 3 squared minus 8. Right? I put a 5 in right there. Everything else stay the same. I would imagine that calculators are accepted in your class, that they're welcome. So if you type all this in, you'd get back something that says actually 0. But if you're not allowed to use calculators, let's run through this quickly. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4 times 2 is 8 minus 8 is 0. Again, always do the inside first, then do that, then do this, and then do that. In that order. Now let's try 4, right there. So it's 2, 4 minus 3 squared minus 8. Again, type all that into your calculator, and you would get back -6. Let's try 2. Put 2 in right there. So it becomes 2 times 2 minus 3 squared minus 8. Calculator would give you back -6. Then take 1 and put it right there. 1 minus 3 is -2, but -2 squared is +4 times 2 is 8 minus 8 is 0. Notice that it's not a coincidence that these points here are the same and that these are the same. That will always happen as long as you put the vertex in the middle and as long as you count before and after in an equidistant fashion. These will always be the same, but it's very wise to be patient and to plug all of these in one at a time without taking any shortcuts. Let's grab these points, throw them on the grid. 1, 0 is right there. 2, -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like right here. The vertex is 3, -8. I believe that is down here, more or less. 4, -6 is right here. And then 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros there. Now, the hardest part for me is actually drawing the shape because my drawing skills are trash. But let's see what we got. Okay, that's one side. All right, not too bad. I've drawn much worse. So this here represents our parabola. It opens up toward the sky because this is positive. the vertex here, we could just tell the teacher that that is the vertex. These guys are what you call the x-intercepts, or sometimes they call them the roots or the zeros. That's just vocabulary. The goal was to graph this on this grid. We have, we're done, we move on.